Morale in the lodge has been measurably
Our own founder
reduced.
left on an expedition and never returned. It is easy to talk about the glory and excitement of breaching into the unknown, of lighting the dark. Yes, but it is harder to stare into the face of the cost. That all of our progress is built on top of the lives of those who dared. And that we owe them the courage to continue our work in their memory.
Thank you, Sarah. If anyone else would like to say a few words. Thank you. If anyone else wants to say something.
I thought maybe I would come up with something to say, but I've got nothing. So, instead, I thought I would quote something that gave me comfort a long time ago. Is God real? The more proper question would be, is reality divine? Existence itself is a mystery which yearns to be uncovered. What is goodness but a comparison to the good? What is existence but a participation in being? For where the diversity of the universe inspires awe and wonder, it exists only in contrast to a simplicity so pure that it may only be understood as primordial and even divine. Our essence is what was imagined by its mind. But what we consider imagining and what we consider mind are in fact so far beyond our understanding that even these metaphors are like the tiny whitecaps on a massive surging sea. There's more, but those are the parts that speak to me the most. Thank you.
That was really thoughtful, Mateo. Thank you. Does anyone else want to say anything?
I don't often speak about what I believe. It seems so redundant with how I live. But death is one of those occasions where it's hard not to look inward. Our friend is gone. There's no afterlife, no second meetings, no God in heaven that is curating a perfect ending for it. So it's up to us. We are what lives on. If the pain of loss inspires us to greater action, then that is the good that comes from it. Humanity is what truly creates our world. We are the ones that judge things to be good or evil, joyful or mournful. Let us take responsibility for it. Let us remember what we have lost.
Walter, are you part of the House of Enlightenment. I never knew that.
Yes, well, I like to keep some things private. However, I know Barrett would have appreciated the sentiment.
Hey, how are you holding up? Take some time for yourself, okay? Plenty of rooms to sit down in if you need to be alone for a while. We'll get through this. It might feel like everything's falling apart, but that's why we need to stick together. Anytime.
I don't believe we've met. Ajay Mamasa, former chair of Constellation. I wish the circumstances of my visit were better. Unfortunately, this isn't the first Constellation funeral I've been to. After 35 years, you say goodbye to a lot of friends. I hope you don't mind me saying, but I feel numb just thinking about it. I was the one who invited Barrett to join. Oh, he was so brilliant. Even if the rest of us couldn't always keep up. Exactly the same as when you met him, I bet. Oh, smiles. Saying just the wrong thing at just the right time. You don't mentor someone like Barrett as much as you let him go and try to contain the damage later, eh? Ah, yes. I officiated his wedding. Ah, young Irvin. I told him he was signing up for a lot with Barrett, but he didn't care. I bet relationships in Constellation are still messy, aren't they? We're more of a family than an organization. All the former lines bleed together. It makes the losses sting harder. But I hope it means the time you had together was all the more important. That's how I like to think of it, anyway. He never mentioned that. I suppose he didn't want to talk about it after what happened. The colony board took so much from us all. Oh yes, I was Sebastian Banks's protege, if that gives you any idea of how long I was part of our little club. Knew him, argued with him, tried to carry on his memory when he vanished. Sebastian will be back tomorrow, we always used to say. It reminded us that he was still here, in the bones of this old building.
I hope this is all okay. Between fixing things up and sending out messengers and getting all the paperwork done. It's not much. Good. Good. Sorry, if I talk any longer, I'm gonna start crying. Could you excuse me?
Hi. Is talking supposed to make us all feel better? Is that why we're all here? It's just... it doesn't change anything, does it? I just feel like I want to be a million light years away from everyone. I want to be alone for a while, okay?
Is it quieter in the lodge, or is it just me? Death is a bastard. Comes for us all. You know, there's an old Aquila story about two pioneers who got lost trying to find a new frontier to settle. One of them takes ill. Clear he's not gonna make it, he turns to his partner and says, "Don't bury me. Let the ground take what it's due. I'd rather be a ghost chasing after you than walk through the pearly gates knowing an eternity of loneliness until you get there." Sad story, huh? You look after yourself. You got time for a quick chat? I'd appreciate it when you're able.
Drink? Pour one out to the blackest sea? Two old friends. May their ghosts go past the edges of space, to the great beyond. Aye.
Lodge sure feels like a lonelier place.
Chat for a bit? Normally, I hate talking to people at funerals, but, well. You don't believe in the afterlife, do you? I mean, this might be the worst time to bring it up, but... Yes. Won't we all? Well, I've taken up enough of your time.
It almost feels wrong to be grieving. Selfish. No amount of tears will bring the dead back. It's just easier to feel guilty, if you'll excuse me.
I am told these types of gatherings are a sad occasion. That assumption appears to be correct. I appreciate you verifying my analysis, although I am certain my thanks will do little to improve your current psychological trauma. If you would like, though, I can add some consoling language to my programming. It will take some time to adapt, but it will be okay. How was that? I will note that feedback for later. constellation's reduced capacity will no doubt make future work more difficult.
Everyone is in mourning. I understand, but I cannot quite share in their emotion. I have seen death. I have lost people I considered close. But this is... it is not the same. I cannot explain why. I am not sure I am making sense. Thank you. If you are free soon, could we talk? This is harder than I expected. I am sorry. My head is swimming. I am reminded of how different Constellation works compared to what I am used to.
How can I be of service, Captain?
I have been thinking about what we talked about before. The idea of purpose in one's life. You agreed with me that true purpose can be a driving force in life. I found that comforting, but something has been nagging at me since. I have been single-minded in my pursuits. I have always believed the decisions I made were necessary, that there was no other option. I have sacrificed much to be where I am now. And I'm starting to wonder if it has been worth it. Thank you. I have always believed, no, hoped that is true. I have told you that I am not one to discuss my past. And yet, thank you. I appreciate the reassurance. But I would like to try. I promised to provide for my family. That meant working with smugglers to procure supplies we could not acquire any other way. I have spent my adult life away from my home, jumping from one planet to the next, living in dangerous conditions, often surrounded by violence. This is true, but I have only experienced my own. I was convinced from the beginning that it was unwise to let anyone get too close. I had, maybe not quite friends, but people I cared about. Yet there was always a distance I could not reach across. I often find other people complicated and confusing. It seemed easier to not become attached, especially when circumstances meant I might never see them again, with no warning. Until now, I have disagreed strongly with that idea. But therein lies my concern. What I am trying to say is that I now wonder whether it has been the right decision to distance myself from others. I appreciate that more than you know.
Let's get a second opinion, shall we? Walter and I were just discussing the expenses incurred during the attack.
No, I was explaining that there's nothing to discuss. It's been taken care of.
It seems that Walter has taken it upon himself to cover the costs of the repairs to both the lodge and the Eye, as well as any expenses relating to the funeral services.
Barrett, for all his antics, was an essential part of this group. And a friend. Well, it's not about looking for thanks. It needed to be done, that's all.
Well, I can't thank you enough,
I
Walter.
don't know about you, but
Sarah.
a fella could do a lot worse than consolation.
I know we argue about money all the time.
What did you
Most
need?
of it is in jest, but occasionally it's not. This is the one way I can best contribute to our work. It has been. Squabbling about minor expenses. But it was important to me that I do this.
Fair enough. Well, since we're already talking about this, there is one more thing I'd like to do for Barrett, and I'd appreciate your input. Nothing extravagant, just a small plaque here in the lodge. Something to remember them by. Where do you think would be appropriate?
Hey, I forget. Where in the settled systems did you say you grew up?
That's certainly someplace everyone will see it. Any objections, Walter?
No,
Okay.
I think this
Sorry.
is a fine
Must have
idea.
confused you with someone else.
Then it's settled.
If you
I'm glad we had this
ever
discussion.
want to swap stories,
And now,
though,
perhaps we can try and move on.
No, thank you.
Yes, I
But
think that's right.
Appreciate your curiosity.
some other time then. Feel free to help yourself at the bar. I don't drink, but I feel like if I did, now would be a good time for one.
Is something amiss?
It's good to be out and about. The lodge gets stuffy sometimes. So we know the answer. Who are the Starborn? Well, we are. We're some cracked mirror version of ourselves. The whole thing seems unreal. Doesn't it? I was hoping the Starborn were somehow so advanced that their concerns were cosmic, significant. Instead, they're fighting over goddamn toys like we've been doing since caveman times. It's just a stupid game to them. And all our deaths and suffering, not relevant. And they seem to be just as messed up as the rest of us. So the Unity is a gateway. A gateway to countless possibilities. And you have a chance to go through it. Imagine. I'd be lying if it doesn't sound like the adventure of a lifetime. I don't know if you're taking anyone with you. But if you take me, I got no idea if I'd go through or not. If it weren't for Cora, I'd jump on it in a heartbeat. Cora would probably shove both of us out of the way and dive in first. Born explorer, that girl. A decision like that? Good luck getting to sleep tonight. I know it's your decision who to work with, but you gotta remember that the Hunter murdered our friend. Sure, the emissary may be a version of Barrett, but he's not our Barrett. But that doesn't make what the Hunter did right. Not by a long shot. If the Starborn are party crashers from different universes, I'd side with the one that's not willing to murder innocents to win. Me neither. My head is still spinning. Maybe after a few nights' sleep it'll be clearer. Take care.
Sam, I do not know
It's
if you recall
important
my
that we
suggestion,
don't
but
forget.
if Cora ever needs self-defense training,
I'm glad.
Oh yeah, I remember all right. Very aware of the offer.
well, I am still available. What is it? Hello. Finally, I've been waiting.
Captain, greetings.
This is intriguing. A rather large amount of security for such a small place.
Non-resident detected. Valid exception acknowledged. This unit is busy. Manifest authenticated. Remuneration process social interaction terminated.
Amana Renos. She is a curious lady.
This is probably the right choice. These people need time. They are not ready for what awaits them in the settled systems.
Let me see. You have no idea what a reassurance it is to learn even these hints of our past. It sounds like the facility is in ruins, but perhaps the restricted section is intact? Think of the answers it must contain, and perhaps a way to help us become self-sufficient. But there is no security override code here. I would know. Think. Galathea's sister ship. Yes, if it can be found. Certainly, they had the capability of going into the heart of the facility. If anyone can figure a manner of locating the Beagle, it's Ada Lovelace. I'll radio her and explain the situation. I'm sure she will make every effort to assist.
Others would defy the facility. Please, outsider, consider the mission and what it could mean for the galaxy.
So we did come from a spaceship. Of course we did. And there's another out there? What was the Beagle? Why did she and the Galathea part? But all of that in time. First, we must find her. She's not in this star system. I would have spotted her. I've studied the celestial bodies for years. No trace of a spaceship in orbit here or around the other planets. The radio telescope! It has a default position. It resets every morning. I always wondered, why point at Bell 5? Petty frustration I've dealt with for years. Perhaps the facility looks for her sister. Yes! Yes, it makes sense. I can send you the coordinates. The Bell Star system is not far. The facility communicates via a secure frequency. When you arrive, tune into that.
I hear you share the secrets of the facility with someone else. Have a care, outsider.
Resume. Function restored. Docking cycle complete.
Captain, do you require my assistance?
Warning. My sensors are picking up. And taking damage.
Once again, we are triumphant. I'm not entirely sure of the temperature thresholds on our equipment, but we may risk exceeding them. You're dead. Best not to leave anything useful behind. sure to bring along plenty of robots. Did they have anything of value? tokens of victory. Hopefully they amount to something.
Good day, Captain.
Clamps released. We're free.
This is Franklin Roosevelt. We have an urgent situation developing on Goose. Please, come immediately, before it's too late.
Please, deadly trouble is brewing. Deal with it, and we can converse at length.
No queries are being answered at this time.
I need to go out there. I want to see and do everything there is to be done.
Oh, thank God you're here. Genghis has issued an ultimatum. He will attack the Pragmatist Society with everything he's got, unless you meet with him. I fear Amonarinas is siding with him too. We are on the brink of war. A war I will not shrink from, not when we are so close to victory. I will send a message. We are meeting under flag of truce, something sacred to us. So, no matter how much he vexes you, keep your gun holstered.
This world is savage, untamed. Would that I could explore it. The outsider, Franklin.
Amonarinas, Genghis, I had hoped we would not be meeting like this after so short a respite from war.
You drove us here, Franklin. Did you think we would let the outsider just hand the Pragmatist victory? Stranger, if you do not change your course, there will be none of the Pragmatists alive to help. You want peace? Then let the renegades go free. Roosevelt can do whatever he wants with the others.
This is not what we agreed, Genghis. Only those who have passed the test can leave Crucible.
This is my test. Here and now. And I intend to pass it. In blood if I have to. If you let us leave Crucible, then the Pragmatists can do whatever they want here. With my blessings.
Under no circumstances can I agree to that. Genghis specifically should never, ever leave this planet.
So there it is. It is spite. That is why the great Franklin Delano Roosevelt drives Crucible to ruin. To deny me my own chance to live in the settled systems.
Your namesake was a plague upon the world. Arguably the greatest butcher in human history. If there was even a fraction of a chance I would be unleashing that upon the stars, I would do anything in my power to stop it. I know Crucible is a small town, really, but over the decades, he has caused such misery and destruction, even here. I just cannot take a chance with something so large at stake. Genghis, I will never let you, or the others, leave this planet. But perhaps your children, they would be blameless, marry someone, build a life.
You cannot bargain with the point of a sword. Either pledge to let us go now, or there will be battle. I do not fear it.
We are at an impasse. I am sorry. I tried. Perhaps you are right. Amonarinos, the facility and its test and mission are flawed, broken. We all know it. And if you are allowed to author that test, then you control us all.
So the answer is we are all imprisoned here? You leave us no choice but to join the renegades and end your society.
20 years.
What?
We have to stand on our own 2 feet to earn a chance at freedom. So let the outsider reprogram the facility, and for 20 years we work together to make Crucible truly ours. And after, we institute a test, which we both author with mutual veto power, and any who pass may leave.
Do not let the politician cloud your head with pretty words.
You think I would accept this? We have been going in circles for so long.
We could kill them all, and then we could dictate any terms we like.
I only lead my people to battle when I must. Do you promise, Mr. Roosevelt, a fair test? One that we can pass in our lifetime?
I will not make it easy, but it will be, as you say, fair.
No! Amonarinos, this is a trick!
Roosevelt has done many things that infuriate me. But his honor, I have never had to question. The believers will not fight. Let the gods decide which of you is right. You are a very odd one. Who knows what the future holds?
You will regret this, Amonarinos. Mightily. Then we will meet on the field of battle. The heavens will judge who is worthy.
So be it. We have fortified the society, but this will never end until Genghis is dead. He is the linchpin. If you take him out, I know an armistice can be reached. Yes. But that is on their heads, not ours. In his every incarnation, he has brought misery to us. Let us deal with him one last time.
I heard something. Always worth checking. Never know what you might find in their pockets.
It is over. Why does it always come down to force? I hope your settled systems has truly learned from the past. Clearly, we have not. To be a leader, a true leader, you must make terrible choices, and then live with them. If it is any consolation, they gave us no choice. Please, go to the facility and make it so that it will obey my instructions, so we can finally grow as a people.